Hey y'all, hey, welcome, welcome. I am Tamiya Robles, if you don't already know. I am a credit expert. I am the owner of FixMyCreditNow850.com. I also host the podcast Coast to Coast Credit. It's on all major streaming platforms except Apple. I've been fighting them for over a year about that. I don't know what's going on. But yes, I am that person. If you're new on here, I want to say welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for checking me out. If you are already following me, what's good? Thank you, and welcome back. But yeah, if you don't know already, I'm here to talk about anything credit related, business related, directly, indirectly. So we're going to talk about a bunch of different things on this platform. Tonight, we're going to talk about the story that some of you may know about already. It affects over 22,000 Americans. We're talking about the USAA data breach that happened in 2021. Let me know in the comments if you guys are aware of this, if you know about it. If you didn't know about it, let me know. But there was a data breach back in 2021. And obviously, there was some legal issues, and they just settled for 3.2 million in a class action suit. So it was just finalized this past week. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to go into it. Before we do all of that, I want to give you the facts and explain what USAA is if you don't already know what it is. As you can see, when I actually, let me share my screen with y'all. I like to give y'all facts, right? So you guys can't say I'm making something up or whatever, but I just Googled what USAA is. If you don't already know, you could Google it yourself. It's right here. I'm not reading all of this, but in a nutshell, it says USAA, or the United Services Automobile Association, is a financial service company that primarily services members of the U.S. military, their families, and honorably discharged veterans. They offer a variety of financial products and services, including insurance, banking, and investment solutions. Okay. Now, it goes into more detail of basically what they just said. They provide a wide range of insurance products and investment and retirement solutions. USAA was founded in 1922 by a group of Army officers who were having difficulty getting car insurance. So the company's mission was to empower members and achieve financial security through competitive prices. All right. So there you have it. If you didn't know what that was, I personally did know what it was. I didn't know all of the details, like, why I got started and things like that. But there you have it. Now we're going to go into the next issue, the topic at hand, which is this data breach. Again, I want to share with you my screen so you can see the facts, and then we're going to go into the news article. But again, let me know if this has affected you or not. I've done videos in the past. Let me bring this up. Bear with me, y'all. Okay. I've brought things up in the past um where people were affected by what was going on with military issues. That's a thing. If you are an Army vet and you've been trying to get benefits and it's going back and forth with that, I know you guys, they give you a hard time with everything that you deserve. And I just like to shed a light on these things. And again, let me know in the comments what you're dealing with, if any. But most vets are dealing with something: student loan issues, disability issues, getting your check, your insurance coverage, all of that. Now, this is a thing. So what happened was, again, we're going to read this, but in 2021 there was a major data breach. And I actually looked into this a little further. They've had multiple data breaches, just like the other companies I've talked to y'all about before in the past. So this data breach thing seems to be a thing, and it's concerning to me because you're part of the United States government. So how are we here? Right? How are we here? But anyway, it says USAA has settled several class action lawsuits in recent years. And we can get into that later as well, but including one related to a 2021 data breach and another regarding military overcharges. Okay. The data breach settlement involved in the 3.25 million payment to affected customers. USAA also agreed to a $64.2 million settlement to resolve allegations of overcharging military members on interest rates and fees. This is crazy, and this is really important because I told y'all, and I did articles on it, I did lives, I did whatever. I've communicated podcasting. We've talked about how the CFPB is supposed to regulate these things. It's supposed to put a cap on it so these things aren't happening. And now that the CFPB, which I'm going to do another live or video or whatever, I have to figure out what I'm going to do, but I'm going to talk to y'all about this current status of the CFPB as well. But this is what is supposed to protect us. This is what it's just crazy that this is happening to vets. It's like you guys can't seem to get a break. Now, let me make this bigger. I don't know why I did that. Let me see. Nope. There we go. All right. So continuing on, USAA data breach settlement. They're talking about the money. The breach exposed the personal information of approximately 22,000 customers. All right. Now it says they denied the USA denies liability, but agreed to the settlement to avoid further litigation. Whatever. I'm saying you did that. And it's been done multiple times. They said it. So whatever. I think they're paying out. They got the insurance for it, but whatever. Eligible customers who had their information accessed, stolen, or compromised can submit claims for a portion of the $3.25 million settlement. That's not a lot for 22,000 people to be affected, and you're only dishing out 3.25. That's not good. The deadline to submit the claims has come and gone. So it said April 7th, 2025. Yeah. So we're beyond that. But if you are part of the settlement, let us know. I like to see how that goes for you guys. Now, I do want to share the article with you guys so you can see, and I will make sure I give you guys let you know where the link is. So if you want to check it out yourself, you can. Again, here it is. This was actually dated April 18th, 2025, and the website is adelanto.com. Ladelanto.com. ELADELANTADO.com. All right. So it says confirmed USAA agrees to pay $3.25 million to settle class action lawsuit. I'm telling you, this is trash. This is not any money, but whatever. And I think they do that knowing that people aren't going to do anything about it. People don't even know it exists, and I think it's weird, but whatever. Okay. But that $64 million, that's better. That's better. But as far as I'm concerned, I think their insurance covers it. They're going to keep doing whatever it is that they're doing. Just scrolling through this article, I don't see any mention of the other part of the settlement, the $64 million. I don't see it. That's crazy. So you got to dig and look and research on your own. But here's the article. People who received notice that their personal details were exposed in May 2021 may have been eligible for a piece of the $3.25 million. Was anybody notified? Like, let me know. Do y'all trust in the system that much that you think that they're going to notify you if you really were affected by this data breach? I'm curious if anybody that's listening here has been affected, but whatever. It says the financial services company agreed to resolve a nationwide lawsuit accusing it of not properly safeguarding customer data during a cyber attack. So there was a cyber attack. Your data was breached. They've done this before, have they not? Okay. Since the deadline to file claims was April 7th, anyone who qualified should have already submitted their paperwork to secure their bag. Okay. They didn't say to secure their bag. I said their bag, whatever. More details about the settlement is the class action lawsuit followed a data breach May 6, 2021 when unauthorized individuals reportedly access personal data stored by USAA. The compromised information may have included names, contact info, just blah, blah, blah. You know what it is. You know what it is. Personal information, data breach. You're getting a check if you qualified. If they notified you, because they might not have, then you missed the boat. How much can claimants expect to receive from the settlement? Everyone who filed an approved claim. So not only did you have to apply, you had to get notified first if you were affected. They're going to tell you if you were affected. You don't tell them if they were affected, if you were affected. You understand that? Okay. Now, if they tell you you were affected by this data breach, then they're supposed to tell you what to do to file a claim. You have to file the claim and then wait for an approval. So, mind you, you could have been affected by this, but you don't know because they didn't tell you shit. But whatever. Always read in between the lines, people. I try to tell you. Okay. Then, if they are approved, your application is approved, you will get a cut of this 3.25 million. Okay. Now, the final payout each person receives will depend on a few key things. Okay. How many people submitted the claims? The amount taken out for legal fee, man. So they're whittling this 3.25 down. Okay. It's talking about legal fees and administrative expenses approved by the court and any service awards given to the class representatives. Man, listen, Linda, they done got y'all again. Okay. What is 3.25 million to USAA, a company as huge as that is? That's embarrassing. They should be ashamed of themselves, but whatever. I think T-Mobile even offered more than that, right? AT&T offered they settled for more than that. That's crazy town. But anyway, yeah, go ahead, check this article out. If this is your thing, this is what you're into. If you've been affected by it, you know any information on it, just share with us. But I'm going to wrap this up. You know, I'm not a fan of the system, never have, never will be. But I just want y'all to be informed. Okay. In this day and age, get your money is any way form possible. And if you need to connect yourself to a lawsuit, and if that produces some sort of money for you, go ahead, get what you deserve, especially if you are a veteran. Okay. Thank you for your services. We appreciate you. And I'm sorry that they don't do better with you for you guys as veterans. But in the meantime, I'm going to let y'all go. I appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.